Good morning, beautiful people. All right. This is a beautiful boat. It's a 1999 correct craft aeronautic ski boat. It's orange and blue and filled with very beautiful colors. And it has a very big engine in it, and it's very fast. Now I know that this is a lot of you don't know, or it doesn't mean anything much to you, or you don't understand why. But I just can't help myself but to say something and put boats in everything that I say. So I just had to do that to get over my nervousness. But anyway, um, who is Orandae Pitt? This guy. Uh, I'm now a self-driven, ambitious um, young man that's passionate about water sports and boats, and I am also the owner of 3 boats and a company. Um, Also, I've never had any experience in business before. I've never attended any business classes, never done business in high school or in college. Just never done anything with business, but I own a business. Um, right. So 4 years ago, I I couldn't swim. I know I'm passionate about water sports, and I have a water sports company, but I couldn't swim. I just got out of high school, and I was pretty much clueless as to what I wanted to do in my life. So I started college. I only lasted 1 semester. I I failed math. I was only doing 2 subjects. Failed math, but I managed to pass English. Um, but hey, now I do my own bookkeeping, you know? uh, so anyway, I, I so then I always loved boats. Very passionate about boats, so I thought getting a job as a crew on a ferry would have been a good idea. So I managed to get one. Started doing that, fell in love with it, decided that, okay, well, I love boats, then I could start, make a career of becoming a captain, boat captain. So I did that for a while, and then an opportunity came up. Uh, Opportunity. I don't think there are any bad opportunities. They're good opportunities. The good opportunities, they make you happy temporarily. Um, they're better opportunities. These would lead you to your passion, and then they're passionate opportunities. These are the ones that you need to look out for. So a passionate opportunity, it opens your mind. It helps you to think outside the box. It gets you overexcited, the passionate opportunities. So the opportunity that I got was a water sports job. So I got to be a water sports assistant at a resort. So I did that for a little while. And I learned quite a lot about water sports. I was actually really impressed and really excited. It was a new experience for me, so I felt a different kind of happiness. Um, so that's what led me to, putting the boat crew job aside and, do the water sports full time. So did that for a while again, and then realized that the resort was going to close for season. So now I left my job, got this new job, and then the resort is going to close. So then I started thinking, and nothing came up. And one day on a lunch break, I went for a sail and saw some Hobie Cats, some sailboats. A Hobie Cat is a sailboat, rigged on a nearby island. So I decided to go for a sail. And I said, okay, it's close by, 5 minutes, fine. Went for a sail, ended up walking onto the island, saw an open building, walked into the building, and I was really excited when I got in there because I found a new passion. I love water sports at this point, and then here I am walking into this building, and I see so many new activities and so many new equipment for water sports. So I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I was like, nice. So I walked around the building for a while, explored. Then I went for a walk on the island. And about 2 minutes into my walk, I found the office. And on the way out was the human resources manager. So I was like, great. I asked her for a job. Like, the resort that I was walking on was going to close anyway, so why not? Um, so I ended up getting the job, and I started working there. I became a water sports assistant there. Took that on full time. And this island ended up being Richard Branson's private island, Necker. Now, this is the first time I've ever been on Necker Island. It's a private island, and I literally just sailed over there and asked for a job, and got it. So, so things were going well though, got the job, everything's nice. So at this point, I didn't know how to swim still. So, so then that's when I learned to swim on Necker. Great, great, great experience. I learned to swim. I learned to dive, scuba dive. I actually learned to scuba dive before I could swim. But anyway, I learned to swim and dive and do like a bunch of kite surfing and wakeboarding and water skiing, and I learned a bunch of different activities. So I was really happy at this stage, I thought this was it. Like, forget about being a boat captain. I found a new passion. This is what makes me happy. This opportunity, this was a passionate opportunity, because I'm happy and I feel like I'm in my zone now. And after 2 years, I realized that, I pretty much learned everything that I could in 2 years because I put my mind to it. And when you have a passion for something, you don't ever limit yourself. You always want to keep going forward and keep learning new stuff. And, it's just no limit. So I learned everything in 2 years that I could, from not being able to swim to, becoming even one of the best sailors on the team. And I decided, okay, well, I'm ready for the next step. What is it? So I always had passion for boat, like I said, and I wanted to start my own charter company and rental. Ended up doing my research and realized that I had 1,000 competitors to start with between Virgin Gorda and Tortola. So that's when I said, okay, well, if this is going to work, then I need to be different. So I said, okay, I love boats, and now I love water sports too. Then why not make a combination and see if it's going to work? Would it work? I said, okay. Went back to the drawing board, made a proposal, and ended up being really good. And I had a few people read it, and they were like, yeah, it's good. So I was ready for the next step at this moment. So I was walking and talking to a friend in a boat yard. He has his own boat yard, and I was telling him, well, I have this idea. I want to start this company, but I need a ski boat. It's not possible without a ski boat. And he was like, he had a really nice one in his yard. Like, when I say really nice, it's like so nice. I started thinking, I was like, maybe then I could try to find the owner for this boat and see if I can like manage it and, see if we could work something out. His exact words to me was like, boss, get that out of your head because it's not going to happen. I said, fine, okay. And he was like, but I have one in the boat yard. It's way in the back. I haven't seen it for a while, but you could go check it out. Give me the directions. Anyway, it ended up being this one. I got it for $1. But hey, So, yeah, this is it. She was already in the boatyard, already on Virgin Gorda, only $1, so in my budget. And it even came with its own trailer, so, great deal, making progress. So I got this boat and I'm excited now, but then look at the state of it. So I worked as hard as I could. I have never done any work on a boat before, even though I was a crew. Like I've never done any fiberglass work or any sort of boat construction, and so I kind of figured it out. I screwed a lot of things up, but anyway. um, so this was the one time in my life that I can remember I worked so hard. But this was the outcome. So I I was really happy with this. It was a real load off of me. But so the process for this, now, I needed to find funding because this is not cheap. So I needed to find funding. I had my good proposal. I went to several banks and I was very young. Uh, to get the ski boat to where it was, the boat itself would cost about $50,000. I probably had about 500. So, obviously I was rejected by the banks because then, it's no connection. Like they have nothing to hold on to. Like I just have this good proposal, but what? So anyway, I felt really bad. I felt really sad. I was almost depressed. So I was like, man, things were going so good for me. I got my boat, Anyway, uh, I one day I was just on working, gone back to working, kind of put it aside. But I know this wasn't the end. Went back to work. One day I saw Richard Branson walking home. He was walking. And I was just like, Richard, I want to speak to you for a bit. So he was like, okay, fine. And I explained to him my situation, give him my proposal, and be like, have a look at this, see what you think. He was like, yep, it's great. And he, offered to give me a loan to get it done. So I was like, great. I was really excited at this point. I started to gain some confidence again now. I was like, yeah, things are rolling. And I had to work again so hard to start building the company now. I have had no experience in business, and I'm trying to start a new company. So just imagine how that is. And I was going along, and it was one of the hardest things having rejection, along the way. But when you have a passion for something, you know, your rejection overcomes that. It's like, yeah, you get rejected, but then you come back. You come back even stronger. Because when I got rejected, I felt bad. Like I said, I felt really, really sad. I felt like crap, but my comeback, I thought that was the most important part of the whole experience. Because if your passion don't take over and you don't come back, then you would stay in this position. You would stay stuck and think that, okay, life goes on and you just have to keep it pushing. But that is not it. That is not the end. So it was a very great experience, and from then I built the company until now. I have 3 boats, like I said, but that's another story, and it's better to have it over a cocktail or something. So, thank you very much.